Good enough. Hi. My sound may be a bit different. I should be in a nice crisp 60 FPS though about. Not for you guys because I haven't changed my OBS settings. But I should not freaking be, you know, glitching about and everything now. We are currently sitting at I mean, we're at 90% CPU, but that's partially because my media player is currently registering every single song at the same time. There we go. We're fluctuating a bit. I guess that since I'm not going to be joined, I can leave out a Discord, which is going to also free up a little bit extra. So good news so far. I'm not crackling, and you guys, according to my sound test, aren't any crackle. Can I fucking help you? Hold up. Sorry about that. That is spinning up a storm. I don't know what exactly is spinning up as fast as it is, but we're at a nice healthy about 40% CPU, as opposed to 90 just chatting from old rig. So, you know, can't complain about that. But I unfortunately am stuck with Realtek. I am unfortunately stuck with Realtek on this new motherboard instead of my other audio driver. So my current thing is that I mean, honestly, freaking upgrade to Windows 11. Which I'm probably going to have to say fuck it on the secure boot part of the requirements on that, because I can't transfer my OS's format to the one that it wants in order to read it on the non-legacy version. And I can't use secure boot on legacy and, you know, for XYZ. Also, we're yapping today because I only currently have access to one monitor. My new GPU only has one HDMI cable, or one HDMI port. And the rest are DisplayPort. Tomorrow, my DisplayPort adapters should come in. I had to get adapters specifically because my tablet is HDMI, and both of my monitors are HDMI. So there is no just get a DisplayPort cable, which is a good thing I checked before I went by. Hey, Kelsey, thanks for the raid. How did your stream go? What were you up to today? I know that it was partially a face cam stream from what I caught earlier. Kyle is famous. What is that? We're having a bit of a relaxed day today because I am stuck as a one-monitor Andy until tomorrow, until my adapters come in for my DisplayPort stuff. Also, for those just joining in, I'm Nasu Amaya. I'm an interdimensional archivist YouTuber from the world of Syncope. I'm also an artist, much like Kilpsy is. I drew and rigged my own model. I'm currently actually in progress of another model. And as I found out, I have the reverse problem of everyone else, where if I only have access to whatever I'm working on, I get more distracted than if I have, like, 2 other things on 2 other monitors. But tomorrow, my adapter should come in and I should be fine. Fair enough. How you doing tonight, though, G-Pro? But I want to get lists done before October, at least to a presentable state. If I have to iron out a few kinks after I start using her, I mean, I had to do that for the previous outfit that I freaking debuted because I added a few new things to it and I just didn't affect anything. I didn't make sure that all the seams were perfectly fine. Honestly fair, because you were going when I woke up, and you had already been going for a bit when I woke up, so you did have a sizable stream. Enjoy the slep, and thanks again for the raid. Did my settings get adjusted? No, my settings didn't get adjusted. I'm just delusional. But since I have to keep balancing everything else, I am just kind of running a small yapping stream today. Just to make sure that everything runs fine. I'm debating if I want to do Windows 11 tonight before I readjust things. But I need a... If I wanted to do things the way that Windows wants me to do things, I'd have to get a new SSD, transfer all my stuff to the bigger SSD that's on my current operating system, make sure that the partition's the size that it wants it to be, and then what's the word I'm looking for? And then convert it to a file that is usable in non-legacy format. Of which, that's not terribly expensive, but I've had to make a few purchases over the past week, and I also need to conserve a bit more money due to things shifting around here, hopefully by the end of the year. So I don't... Oh. Slowly get... This fan, I think's dead. I need to get myself a new fan, I think. Well, I have one over there, but I have to adjust it. Means I need a new heater as well, because that's also my heater. But yeah, that's the long and short of where we're at. Alternatively, my play is, and this is the play that I kind of like more, out of like the set everything up the way that Windows wants. Get a external thing for all my sound, which I kind of need anyway for voice acting stuff. And from there, I can fix my crackling issues. We're also not using Voice Meter right now because I apparently have to re-download something from that. And I have no idea exactly what needs to be re-downloaded from that. But the two drivers for that, it could also be that freaking Realtek eats it and doesn't like it. Because Realtek is a mess. But that's for me to figure out after stream. As far as actually upgrading, my plan is probably just say fuck it on the secure boot requirement. Download anyway, and then deal with it later. That way I don't have the crackling issue. The crackling is primarily a problem on... It's a problem in two spots. The problem is that one of those two spots is Discord. It could be 3 spots. I haven't downloaded DaVinci yet in order to double check to see if that works. Because my current editing software is Vegas 14. I also just didn't do any of my live bangs. One moment. And unfortunately, I do have to be a bit... Yep, good for you. Clicked over to there just as I was getting a bot. One. I'm also in a not small amount of pain today. Because freaking that headboard still fucked up my freaking everything. It feels like. This, yes. Jesus fucking Christ. I need to freaking mark when, one particular person shows up in one of my chats. That way I can have a reference point of, hey, it's been a week. I can stop bothering with that multi-stream site. Because Jesus fucking Christ. Aside from that one person, everyone there is a bot, it feels like. Let me add this. There. Add the new SSD to my freaking throne. Just in case someone feels like being a generous benefactor. But yeah. Hopefully after tomorrow productivity will be up again. I do need to check a few things. Like I said, I need to check DaVinci. I need see if I like the workflow of it. being able to adjust things on the timeline is kind of all I really want majorly changed. There's a lot of things that I had to... that freaking Vegas just doesn't have at all. Especially the old 14 version, because I think it's on 24 now, which means that it's been like 10 years. I got it for like $20, so... in like a humble bundle, so I'm not all that really worried about just saying bye to it. It's not even the worst thing I've ever freaking gotten in a bundle. That would be, I think, so far Wooden House, which doesn't even boot up. Okay, it boots up, but if you hit play, it immediately crashes, I guess is the more operative way to put it. I don't know. But I'm enjoying the new rig. It's nice to be able to like actually multi-stream drift and run things without everything falling apart at the seams. And without my CPU constantly sitting at 90 to 100% CPU usage. I get so many DMs at the same goddamn time. But hopefully I can get my focus enough to work a little bit on at least some of the basic rigging stuff. If not, then my stuff should come in tomorrow, and then I'm not actually sure. Not actually sure what I'll exactly do. I was debating if I was going to stream today, in which case I would have for sure been over here tomorrow, but like... I'm also kind of happy and excited for all of my monitors to be using the same color profile instead of my tablet being on internal graphics, integrated graphics, as opposed to everything else being on graphics card, which I'm hoping was the main reason why there was a discrepancy in the color profiles. Hi T, how are you doing tonight? I'm mostly just doing a sort of test run tonight. I have a few bugs to iron out. In one way or another. And then I don't have all of my monitors. I only have one monitor until my adapters come in tomorrow for DisplayPort. So tonight is just yapping, because that's the only thing I can do with only one monitor. I mean, I could probably do something else. I just have to figure out what game I would actually want to play in windowed or something. But I mean, I just have to wait until tomorrow for that to come in. Shit, I don't remember what Eber's vote was for first game on new rig. I know that Doom Eternal is what Nami wanted, which is probably what we'll wind up doing first, because we'll be cutting it a bit close on actually getting lists set up. So it'll land right in October. So Doom is fitting. I mean, obviously it's more actiony, but like demons, we're freaking we count it. Dungeon Siege is also one of the ones that's on the list for first games. And I don't remember what Teber requested. But yeah, that's kind of plan. Adapter comes in tomorrow. Probably upgrading to Windows 11 soon, because Realtek doesn't agree with Windows 10, and no matter what version of Realtek I install, it still acts up. And I can't use my high-definition audio device as an option, like I used in my previous rig. It is really nice not having to wait like a minute for things to load on my media player. Now, that's another thing I'm really liking. Actually being able to freaking run the music as well. I keep looking at my freaking task manager just as like a is it going to dip above X level or something? All we had was it got to 90. Not even 100. 90 while media player was doing its where I'm registering all the music. And that only lasted a few seconds, as opposed to lasting half the stream. It wasn't half the stream that it took, but like it took up to half an hour. And I'm debating, on a multi PC setup using old PC to exclusively hold like OBS or what have you. So that'll be interesting. Once everything's sorted out here, obviously. I'm obviously not going to do that right now because I don't have any place to put half the shit that's currently in the way. So it'll be after renovation happens. I also want to play around. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I want to do, and it's going to take a few days, maybe even weeks, to actually properly sort through everything that I want to do. For, like, my setup process. But it'll be nice to be able to actually work on stuff and, like, obviously being able to do Live 2D stuff without it, working on Live 2D and Cubism without it freezing every 5 minutes because of lists having a texture atlas that took an hour to render. I don't know how long her texture atlas would take to render on new PC. But I have no reason to really test that. I mean, in the end, I'll wind up, doing some adjustments on the Nasu base model, so we'll figure it out during that, because I'll have, like, the full base, done with the intent of it being a base. Rather than just kind of yoinking stuff from various, points in time. I also want to, like, give a proper full rendering and whatnot. Because, I mean, you can see just on where it is now, there's a difference between my midriff, which is rendered, and then my non-existent collarbones and shoulder region where there's nothing. I also need to kind of broaden the shoulders out a bit. Like, that's what I found out when I was working on the tack outfit. The shoulders on the tack outfit are, like, twice as wide as they are on any of the other models. And then Lys's shoulders are also, like, twice as wide. Do I actually have... Let me... This. Oh. Need my models and assets. This. 2.0. Is this after she's fully rendered? She's at the very least going to be rendered enough, I think, from the... me grab it because it's go across than it is. But her shoulders are like notably wider rather than my scrunched up shoulders. Because it's really obvious. Let me actually just myself here. It's really obvious when I'm like this because of how far. It's not as obvious on this model. It's more obvious on like the older models. Or not the older models, the other outfits where my freaking arms are like fully behind my back. Alright, we don't go back to what it. But yeah, I'll see about sorting that out. Sort of doing some actual productivity work tonight. I guess I was productive last night. I did do editing. And I mean, I had my comment the other day where there was like a 1 hour or something video. It wasn't even a 1 hour video. It was freaking a group of clips that I shrunk down so that I wouldn't have to fight with it as much. And that took over an hour to render for less than an hour. I think it took 2.5 hours for like 45 minutes of quote unquote footage. It was the timeline is all that was freaking 45 minutes. But I cut down and rendered the little Reimu video finally because I knew it was going to take forever if I did on the old rig. And it's 3 hours long. So it would have taken... I would have had to sleep through it, is what I would have had to do. But it's 3 hours long, and... It took like an hour and a half to render. And that's on CPU rendering because apparently, like I said earlier, Sony Vegas 14 is so old that it doesn't actually register GPU rendering. It has it as an option with a drop-down box, but it doesn't register with GPUs that have GPU rendering capabilities, like my new one. Which is also part of why I was looking around, and Ray actually pointed me toward DaVinci Resolve. Which is what I'll probably wind up playing around a bit more. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? I sure hope that he freaking set something up to fire that rather than actually firing it himself, because my guy is probably dead if he did. 50 BMG using a freaking pistol grip is certainly a decision. Oh right, I forgot my fan's dead. Went to turn it on, and then it don't work. But the plan for Liz is to get her presentable, and then refinement if I have time, and then if I don't have time, then obviously refinement as it goes. Because I still need to get her base done to a good enough degree. Even if the Halloween outfit doesn't get used any beyond that, which I might, because there is one toggle on there that I kind of want to be able to use more than once. Which does kind of make me think a bit more as to what I want to do for her, like, base outfit. I kind of like a bit of her, her old outfit. I'm almost certainly not going to use the same shorts. I don't know what I'm going to do for lower portion, but the shirt I do kind of still like the design of. Even if her boobs are like really, really low in this. She's wearing a shirt and she's freaking got zero support in there. I don't know, we'll figure it out. It's another thing added to the pile of we'll figure it out. I might grab myself some zucchini when I do my break. I'm a bit hungry. But I haven't, like, done anything to, like, properly enjoy the new rig yet. I've been trying... I spent, like, the entirety of yesterday. Yes, the entirety of yesterday. I spent a good portion of Wednesday morning, Tuesday night. Obviously, after stream, I ate. Then I started work on started work on assembly. I had popping going on, and I'm like, okay, I'll figure out what's going on with this. I didn't succeed at all Wednesday morning, and then I took a good portion of yesterday to try and solve the problem. It's also how I also found out that it's based off of audio formats, I think. Because I don't have the problem with YouTube. I obviously am not going insane right now, so I don't have the problem with any of my media player stuff. I thought that it was based off of frequency. Because it happens only certain frequencies on Twitch, it feels like. But I think it's actually Twitch's audio format, and it just doesn't happen as often as it does on Discord. Or something. Because on Dia's stream, it pops like mad. I was watching Kraka, and popped for certain things, but not for others. And then I've watched other streams where it doesn't happen at all. Well, it doesn't happen enough to be, like, notable. On YouTube, it happens occasionally. And the reason I narrowed it down to it being due to however file formats are done is, while I was editing Little Reimu last night, the entire thing through, it was popping like mad for my voice. Which is why I thought it was a frequency thing, again. And I was like, this is gonna suck until I find a solution to this, because I won't be able to edit my own videos without going mad. And then I freaking tested Media Player. I tested it with a different thing first, and nothing went wrong. Then I checked out the Little Reimu video. And on Media Player, there's no problems. That actually does kind of make me wonder. I didn't check after I rendered. I don't think that real tech's going to affect post-rendered stuff exactly. Let me take a look. Okay, yeah. Audio is perfectly fine on that in Media Player. It is literally just however audio goes through. Add this to redeems. This here. All right. Ad's about to start. I'm getting that food. I have zucchini. Let me... Notifications on my goddamn phone. Fucking Christ, dude. But yeah. I am excited for the number of options I actually have now. As opposed to, you know, trying to freaking keep myself alive off of React Dandy that was running at 10 frames per second and point and click games. Great, with a raid. I didn't know you were streaming. How did the Apex matches, rounds, runs, words? How did those go? What do you mean does not exist? Did I forget a 0? Shooting at people. Oh, barbaric. Hey, Breezy, thanks for the follow. How you doing tonight? Is Breezy the one you're normally yelling at to go to bed? Ugh. I have no idea what happened to this freaking zucchini, but it's awful. Fair enough. I'll probably only run about another hour to myself. Because I got most of my yapping about like plans and whatnot out of the way already. Especially considering I should honestly get focused on actual work. And see how productive I can actually be. rather than constantly going, oh, well, yeah, we do this and blah, blah, blah. Not get distracted with 800 fucking videos. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That being said, the plan is to actually have Sibling Saturday start back up this weekend. Returning to Outward finally. After we... How long has it been since we played? Why is my OBS chewing apart my... Why are you chewing apart my freaking background music? I don't know. I think that fixed it, question mark? It knew that I was looking at it, and it freaking was like, oh, we gotta behave ourselves, otherwise we're gonna get stopped and freaking ganked. I do need to check to make sure that my outward save is still not corrupted, though. Am I going to be able to download this while live without things going wrong? Because I know that if I'm trying to download Doom Eternal, there's so much shit to it that it freaking kills me. Outward labeled itself as 51 gigabytes, but as it's downloading it says 24 gigabytes, and I'm very confused now. I might also boot it up just to like see how things look while it's booted up. Also to check to make sure my save is still there. How much is like a dedicated... Hey Gigi, how you doing tonight? I do wanna see how much like a me? Never. I do wanna look into how much like dedicated sound devices. For the purposes, because even if Windows 11 fixes the problem, I do want one for... I've been told that, yeah. I don't think it's terribly deep. I think it's in the middle region. I don't actually know where on the frequency gauge it actually is. I didn't do choir, so I have no idea where I actually sit on that. Kind of a good thing to do in that regard, I suppose. Considering some of the people that were actually in choir. That's neither here nor fucking... God, what? 13 years ago now? Since I've even had to freaking think about any of that shit. Long time ago. It's a bit ironic, though, because freaking... my range improved more from, fucking around and doing just random reading shit than any actual music classes. That constantly were like, oh, well, we can teach you how to get to anywhere on this spectrum, and it's like, okay. mean, I guess that shrieking like an eagle is an impressive range from someone who sounds like they freaking inhaled boron. Now, if only they actually had some control over it instead of, well, shrieking. I don't know if boron's actually the freaking thing that deepens your voice. Fair enough. You just have dye laying around so that you just on a whim decide that you're going to... If you would on a whim decide I'm going to dye my hair, you can just do it? Zero. It didn't dawn on me that some people might show up specifically to freaking think that I meant that I redid the rigging on my model. I don't know. I think I have too many brain cells to properly be a VTuber. It would be very funny, though, if someone came in that has been around, like, the entire freaking new PC arc and has heard me mention it every single time that I have, and then was like, well, your model looks about the same. Yeah, it's not what I was referring to. Funny how that works. But I don't know. My guess would be stress. You keep telling yourself that, buddy. Because there's been several instances over, like, namely the past week where it seems like it's something stressing you out that is leading to it. And I was outright kind of thinking that, I don't know, maybe you do need to have, like, more than just a single day of break. Because you seem to be doing better after the 1 day of break, but I don't know how much leeway you have on that. Especially considering you want to save some of your days About Bedu? How the fuck did you have that? Fair enough. I suppose that's not too far away. I don't know if you have any actual plans set for that, considering that one skeb still hasn't come in, so we haven't even like put work into the new outfit. Plus, in general, you did want me to just completely redo the base as well, so. When is the deadline for that, yeah. And if it's not done by then, do you, like, get refunded, or what even happens for that? I mean, I'm assuming you get refunded, but, like... Yeah, fair enough. It would be very weird if the money just got kind of put into a limbo box, YouTube copyright claim style. Actually, no. Did they ever implement that? Or does it still just go straight to whoever claims it at this point? That was like one of the things that they basically got forced to change because of how bad the freaking abuse was at one point. I don't know. I don't remember how that goes. I've never actually had to deal with a copyright claim personally, so... Well, okay, I have once. But I didn't make any money off of that video anyway. Because a band used a sample from Stronghold's soundtrack as part of their as part of one of their songs, and then claimed Stronghold's soundtrack on me. And YouTube didn't question it at all. But you can't just claim something that you yoinked from someone else. I don't know. Like enmity from Empire Earth, just everywhere, because it got turned into like stock music or something like that. I would like to do Empire Earth again. The only real problem with that is that I don't think that it was a hardware issue when it came to that. Wait, you didn't want to look like cotton for the next week? I don't know what color you dyed it, so I have no idea how accurate that joke is. I just remember Cotton painting her hands to cosplay her VTuber model. And she didn't check how easy it was to remove first. So she spent like the next... Oh, so yeah, that joke was actually pretty accurate. But she spent the next like 2 weeks with splotchy purple black hands. Yeah, it works best, but in most cases with dye, it doesn't get all of it. There's like a light tint still because of it's seeping into the pores and whatnot. Freaking... My sister, I think, had a dye that she had gloves on and it still got through the gloves. Still don't know how that happened. I just need to trim my split ends again. Unfortunately, the summer is not kind to my hair because I will inevitably wind up laying on it at times, and sweat does not exactly play nice with hair. Undercut? What's an undercut? Aside from, you know, the basic definition of, interesting. Aside from the basic definition of slashing your prices to fuck over the person across the street from you. Business-wise. I am looking forward to having my monitors back. I'm also really, really hoping that having all of my stuff on one God's damned source means that the color on my tablet is the same as my other monitors again. Because it is one of my biggest problems if I freaking don't look on other monitors. It's actually the reason why Lys's hair is so purple. Because her original design, I wanted it to just be a purple-tinted black. And then I found out after I uploaded it that, oh, hey, her hair is just a dark purple. Whoops. So that happened, and then I just kind of kept it. I think I made her hair a bit darker this time around, but still, the purple be there, rather than her getting the more black-hued hair. It's so nice that I can actually open shit up without everything going to hell, by the way. I'd like to point that out. I also lowered the saturation on it. I guess I did. I don't know. I think that it's about the same luminosity. I think is the right word for hue, saturation, and luminosity. I mean, obviously, it's being compared to her skin tone, which I shifted more toward a standard green instead of the bluish green that I had originally. Because she's no longer intended to be a cave goblin. I'm completely scrubbing anything related to her original freaking creation. Because why would I want to associate with that at this point? That happened 3 fucking years ago, and she got 0 character development out of it, so... We got a hand wave of one other person's freaking... character development, aside from, you know, decisions that were made specifically for GM's favoritism, to put it in a generous light as to the purpose behind the favoritism. But yeah, there's no reason for her to still be associated with that in any way, shape, or form. So there's no point in me even mentioning it, really. Or even using it as a base for any of her design. I guess that she's technically still an artificer in a way, because tinkerers are basically artificers, but aside from that. I do kind of wonder, I will have to look around a bit for some design ideas for outfit. There is actually one that, see if I can find it. Lens. Laser. Ironically, it's the image that I used for E. I used a lot of Lewis's art for, like, the original crew set, to be honest. But I need to find... That's just a bunny suit. It's not what I'm going for with. I guess that I just in general have used a lot of Lewis's art for the D&D campaign for character portraits. I also just need to go through and clean this folder in general because I have a lot of dupe here. Because Twitter doesn't... That's one thing I do really like about the way that Blue Sky file formats. Is if it's the same image, it'll get the same name regardless of when it's posted. Twitter's is based off of time, not the image. I can post the same image 4 times in the exact same post, and it'll have a different name each time if you try to download it. Which is really fucking obnoxious, I'm gonna be honest. Oh yeah, I do kind of actually like... I guess that her outfit wouldn't change a whole lot because can I just drag this image onto OBS? And I drag the image straight into this. No. Good. Can I drag the image into this? Yes. All right. But here's the image. I like, God, I really wish I could crop this while I'm in this. But it's kind of a similar shirt. It doesn't have the turtleneck going on to it. It's lower cut. But can I actually... I grab both of these. This one is more freaking... But, like, it's still, it's still kind of designed in a similar enough way that it would work. And the shorts are about the same. They're probably a bit shorter under there. So I guess we'll play around with it, I guess. I just add a few more elements, I guess, is the play logically. In order to still work with everything that I have. Or in order to still work with, like, all of it. So that's not too bad, I suppose. I'm going to pee real quick. I also need to... I'll just leave you guys with this music. Alright, we back. I keep freaking getting paranoid and thinking that something's either wrong with my monitor or I freaking shut it off because I'm so unaccustomed to not having my monitors. I don't have to get accustomed to it because I'll have my freaking adapters tomorrow. And they have good reviews, a lot of reviews that are good reviews. I shouldn't run into problems. Fingers crossed. It's a much smaller inconvenience than, like, you know, entire PC being fucked over, like I had for the longest time. Go here. Wasn't there a song shortly after this that I realized that I never get to, but I rather... Oh, yeah, it's not too far down there. But yeah, I'm excited. And I can actually be excited without, like, feeling like I'm going to be kicked in the gut for my hubris. I can be excited for stuff coming in again. Because I don't have to worry about, even if it's like something bad happens or something goes wrong, it's not freaking like massive things that stop me from freaking being able to work on shit. It's somewhat of a weird feeling. I'm gonna be honest. There is only one small thing that I am seeing happen occasionally. Its file transfers and whatnot seem to bug out a little bit, and I don't know what exactly the cause is of that. It's something between the hard drives that does that. I don't know. Uniformity can come later. I'm not as worried about that as freaking everything else, to be honest. Among the pile of things that, you know, It can happen as it happens. I can't believe that there's a freaking Neo 3 already coming out. I say already. Neo 2 came out a while back. A couple of years. How many years? Neo 2 was 2021, yeah. 4 years. It's not like brand new. Not like freaking apparently COD is getting Black Ops 7 like a year after Black Ops 6. Which... What? Why is Umbrella Corps still on Steam? Isn't it multiplayer exclusive? It does have a single player, I guess. Competitive experience featuring new types of strategy and technique. I'm surprised it's only... Even on sale at 99 cents, I feel like I was ripped off. Sick. Pause this because, like I said earlier, freaking Doom is, even when just loading, beefy. Oh, hey, Payday franchise sale. If you still needed to get freaking... Wait, what? Okay, no, Payday 2 is here. Because of the freaking Payday subscription thing. Which is still fucking ridiculous, dude. Oh, recent reviews mixed. Subscription for a 12-year-old game. $75. 79. 43 bucks for the DLCs that I don't have yet. It's wild to think that there's so much shit that was added that freaking... I don't even have 2/3 of it at this point. I mean, a lot of it's, you know, outfit packs and shit, because what better way to make money than to make people pay for cosmetics? Let me take a look at it real quick. Where's my save? Where's my save, Steam? Let's see here. Well, it's not in this. Sure. Where the fuck is my save? Use. Save games? Ba, ba, ba. Why is this mix? Dots. One moment, I'm looking through something. Okay. Oh, that was. Uh... Maybe? Ba 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 ba. This is what I'm after. Outward save games. I hope that this works. Oops. It's fine. I know what these files are. Let's see if this fixes it. Fuck! That's not the one I'm after. Oh, wait, actually. Oh, fuck, dude. Pick up what phone? I got distracted because I was trying to freaking see if, I'll have to hunt through files and just hopefully find something. Either way. We had a successful test run on new rig. Let's see who is running. Because me looking through files is just going to be me being dead silent for most of this. God, what is with the bots today, dude? Thank you, Sari. Like the third one today. One of my targets is in freaking Be Right Back. One of my targets is in Starting Soon. Not gonna raid into Silent Hill F. What's with the Proud? Oh, yeah. It was there just like what, a fucking month ago when I had to transfer all my files off of there? It was one of the only 3 things that weren't corrupted on that hard drive? Which I was surprised at because it's a large game. Oh, we could raid into red, actually. Red is neither in Be Right Back nor starting soon. Oh, look at the speed of that loading. Make sure that red is actually still. Seems to be still going. We'll go for it. Like I said, I don't know what I'm streaming on tomorrow. However, in order to keep up to date on that, you can join the Discord, follow me on Blue Sky, follow me on Twitter, or go into the card in order to keep up to date on the other socials. In order to keep up to date on things such as when I go live, what I'm going live with, and art like you see in the corner. You can also commission me for art on that card. Or the VGen that's in the card. I should have all of my stuff back by tomorrow. I don't think there's any other real announcements. It's still going to be heavy in the art until Liss is at least presentable. And then we'll play it by ear. I have no idea what we're doing Saturday because unless I can magically find my goddamn save file for Outward, I guess we're finding something else. Because stuff doesn't respawn in the world. However, stuff is lost on my character. That being said, I'm out of time. Love you all. Thanks for the raids, the follows, all that good jazz, and I will see you guys tomorrow if all goes to plan. Bye!